One. Hey, Blueprint.
Hey, Blueprint. Welcome, welcome. We are so excited, as always, to come with you, to come at you with something new, fresh, something to learn from leaders who have accomplished something that we haven't, or maybe you have and you just want to learn more. These amazing ladies have qualified for the Leadership Conference in October with our amazing company. It's by invitation only, and there was quite a bit of work, quite a lot of background things that they had to learn in order to get there quickly. Amy Jo came on board here just a few months ago and really rocked this thing and got an invite in her first few months in the company. It's amazing what she's done. So I want to bring on Amy Jo first and just have you introduce yourself, Amy Jo. How long have you been in network marketing? And just give us kind of a little bit of background on how you got started here in Zija.
Okay, so hi, thank you so much, Nicole, for your intro there. My name is Amy Jo Newland, and I'm from a small town in Ohio, Chillicothe, Ohio. And I've been in network marketing for about 10 years. The reason I'm in direct sales is because, for one, I love it. I would tell people about products for free anyway, so I love that it's basically a referral-based system, and I love that we get paid to do that anyway. So I also am a single mom with a 14-year-old son, and we live by ourselves, and I work for a nonprofit, and I have my master's degree, but I have a ton of student loan debt. So in order to supplement my income with my full-time job, I have to have a side hustle that could obviously potentially become more than that, right? But because of my student loan debt, I'm also in the public service student loan forgiveness program through my company. So I have to be fully invested into my day job too. So my side hustle is very, very, very important to me. And I just tell everybody everywhere I go. So I use it to kind of double dip sometimes. So.
Absolutely. Well, I'm super proud of you and for your efforts as a mom who had to raise kids by herself. My girl, I get it. So kudos to you, and I'm grateful that you have decided to join this amazing team, and we all obviously have a great coach in all of that. And I wanted to know what inspired you, and more specifically, the system that we learned in this company, which is posted here on the blueprint for those of you who are wondering, and we'll let you know if you have questions. This system, how did you use that to qualify for your trip?
Well, I really just plugged in, and I just was coachable for what Coach Kebie told me to do. she told me what to do, and I did it. The reason I know that it works is because it manifested through me, because she used the same system on me. And one thing she never did was she never gave up on me. And she didn't hound me about it or anything, but she would, pique my interest every now and then. And I would, even if I'd say no, she'd still be there to support me and all of those things too. So I saw the system work because it worked with me. And then it was nice to have just a way to manage your leads and to have that system to plug other people into. So it wasn't just all based solely on your efforts. And honestly, I just love the way that all of you guys work together as a team, whether we're sideline people or directly under each other. It's really cool to just see everybody be so holistically supportive of each other and what's best for the whole. And so that part of the system I love too, is that we're all there to support each other, and when one succeeds, the other one does too. So really going to this conference is no more than my team succeeding. It had really nothing to do with me. It was all about the coach and then the people who are in this journey with us. So I'm thankful for that.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and toot your horn since you're not going to do it. And that is that it took effort on your part to stay consistent and keeping that system.
Thank you.
To have that system. But it really does resonate and really does start with the leader. And you are a leader in this company. And congratulations on your rank advancement. Congratulations on qualifying for the trip. And then I wanted to ask you just one. And that was, what was your motivation, or did you even know that you started qualifying for this trip? And if you did know, what was your motivation to get there so quickly?
Actually, I really didn't know, and I think it benefited me because I started right when it launched. So those of you who didn't earn it, don't give up, because it was probably easier for me because I was new. So those rank advancements were new, right? So that probably, gave me extra points there too. But not, I'm thankful for my team. And when I would see, one thing I loved about it too was if you help somebody else advance, then you get points too. So I mean, I
Right.
let the whole team work part of the whole thing of it.
Absolutely. I'm just going to touch on some of the golden nuggets that you just dropped because there were quite a few. So, if you taking notes, Amy Jo, I'm just so proud of you, and I'm really glad that you're a part of this team, and to have a leader like you that we can all follow, and just your enthusiasm and your gratitude towards everything that you've learned is really special. You talked about network marketing being a referral-based system and how easy it was for you to talk about things that you love. And so that right there is, you always have to be in a company that aligns with something that you enjoy and that you love. And it sure is fun for us to have these products that not only work, but makes it easy to refer, right?
Yes.
The second thing you said is that you were coachable. Woo, big one, mic drop right there. So those of you who've been struggling with this system, and I'm going to ask Kebie some more specifics about this, but I want to encourage you that even if you're not new, take on that new person mindset to be coachable, to be trainable, and do something that's just a little bit outside your comfort zone, because clearly this system is working. So if you just work, and you'll be successful, just like Amy Jo. And then the last thing is, you talked a little bit about certainly never giving up, but how special the culture of this team is, that we are all here to help you. We are all here selflessly to help you succeed. So thank you so much, Amy Jo. I'm so happy. Congratulations on the trip.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and bring on Coach Kebie. Thank you so much for inviting me to interview you. As always, I love and feel like this is a privilege for me to do that. Of course, I've prepped everyone a little bit of what we're going to talk about. Now, you've been in network marketing for a really long time. You've seen every system. You've practiced every system. And not only have you practiced that, but you've tested, measured everything you do. And because you've just, by the grace of God, have decided to share that all with us, which I'm grateful for, tell us a little bit about the Peak Pass Plug system and how you modified it. What inspired you to do that? And how has that played out in your own personal line of sponsorship in building your business, your team?
Well, I've been in network marketing for 9 years. My son's 9 years. I joined the industry when he was 2 weeks old. So I had kids on the hip doing network marketing. And back then there was no social media. You got in the car and drove and got stood up. So that's network marketing back then. So the systems never changed. I went to a seminar 9 years ago. I learned from a real estate agent who had a little bit of success in network marketing. He was the only one training it really in a 50-mile radius from my house. So I'd go on a Saturday for 3 months. I paid $5,000 for the seminar. And I had to go learn sales. And he taught Peak Pass Plug. It wasn't the same verbiage, but it was the same structure. He done it real estate, insurance agents do it, network marketers do it, car salesmen do it. The system is you pique interest, you pass information, you plug into someone else. Validation. That's a system. That's a sales system. Not a Zija system. It's not network marketing. This is sales 101. Okay. So you get the interest. So let's just say it's cars. Someone's buying a car. If you bought one ever, this will make sense. All right. You go show up on the lot. Your interest is piqued because you showed up there. Right.
Right.
So then the salesman comes out and they're going to pass info. They're going to talk about the car, the make and model, how good it is on gas. Does it have electric windows, right? You're going to hop in, take a test drive. That's the pass.
Right.
Okay. Then you come back. What happens?
Turn them over to finance.
There's somebody coming in, a third party. There's somebody coming to close you out, right? That's the plug. Okay, this is the sales system. So when I come in to network marketing, I followed that system. We did peak, we passed info, we got on three-way calls. Right. That hasn't changed. That's taught across network marketing industry. But when I'm a social media person, and I started really using social media about 5 years into my network marketing ride here, especially here through Zija, I've built my entire business in Zija online. I don't get in the car. I don't get stood up. Not to mention, I might go to the grocery store and sign somebody up. I just signed up a lady who does my nails, but I still put her in my Facebook group. She still goes in a chat. Like that system is still followed because I want to do business online. I want duplication online. I don't want to hop in the car. I don't want to drag my kids to meetings. I'm not going to Starbucks to meet people. I'm just not doing that. Okay. So I looked at the system and I followed it, peak, pass, plug. So we do the same thing online. The problem is nobody plugs. Everybody's scared of it.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason I put it first is to push people. Okay, sorry for the push, but to push the ones that resist it because it's the magic. If you're not doing that part, you're not closing the deal. Just like if you went to the car lot and the guy never came back or the gal to close out, you'd never make the sale.
Mm-hmm.
So when we leave that part out, it's not, you're not closing the person. And then there's never even a circle back or a follow up. It's really just deflated. So I said, why don't we start the chats first, then we pass, and then we keep plugging in the chats, right? Because that is a continuous thing. It can take 7 to 10 times of exposure to get the sale. I mean, Amy.
Oh, so let me just stop you. So here we are talking about the sales process, right? Yeah. We have an introduction or a peak and then we pass on some information, and then we have this closing piece. But in between the magic of the passing the information and plugging them into our product group, which is our rock group, it takes how many times to touch a person to get a sale, right? So this is an expedited process that is not only based on your effort. So instead of me calling Amy Jo and saying, hey, Amy Jo, how did you like that conversation that you just had with Kebie? And she's going to say, well, it was great. It was awesome. Do you have any more questions? And she's going to say, well, yeah, I want more information about the weight loss. Fantastic. And I'm going to connect you with somebody else who has some money started, right? It goes on and on and on. Well, the beautiful piece and the magic of our rock group is the touch happens without you having to do anything.
Right.
So we have this amazing piece, this middle piece from the peak, the plug, the pass to the rock, in addition to hearing a story in the chat, is the drip of all of us sharing our testimonies every single day.
Yeah.
In that group. So if that person's plugging into that group, they're going to hear something that's going to pique their interest. Yeah. And at some point, that follow-up, that magic happens because they've now seen 10 testimonies of the product they were interested in, and it didn't have to come from you.
Right. And we continuously plug in the chat. So we go back and we follow up or we circle back again. Right. And if you notice when Amy was talking, she said, Kebie's been working on me for years. Like that's everybody, you know, like me too. Like when I got involved in network marketing, it took the gal 3 months to get me to meet her. So we all are at a different time in our life. And when the timing's right, people will come to you if you're good to them. If you notice what Amy said, I didn't burn a bridge. I didn't give up on her. I kept supporting her. And I thank God I did that when she just told me. It keeps me on my toes because I want to be good to people. I want to spread love and kindness, whether they're on my team or not. I want to support people in the industry. And if we just love on people, eventually when they want what we have, they'll come to us because they trust us. Absolutely. That's with anything we're selling if we're just good to people, right?
Yes, thank you so much. So I think I had one other question, and that was, what was the biggest reason, do you think, that seasoned people in the industry don't do the plug? What do you think that's about?
It's everybody because it's fear. You don't want to be rejected. Mm-hmm. So if you have to go get that no, or not right now, because I don't believe there's a no, it's just not right now. But instead of avoiding, you avoid that because you don't want to go for no. That chat and that plug could be a no. It could be somebody who says, I'm not interested, whatever. And people they resist it because of fear. I totally believe that. Yeah.
Well, and I just am so appreciative because I am a success story of getting over that fear with the plug first. It's harmless. And it's less painful if there's a, not right now, thanks for the information, but I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Versus a long phone call, the anxiety of all of that, right? So I'm grateful for it, and for being a seasoned network marketer, to have this system in place and to have someone that I can plug and trust, someone that I trust into this system, has been phenomenal. So if you don't mind, Kebie, I'm going to sum up what you said, and the many, many golden nuggets that she dropped today was really starting with people first. This is not just a product company, but it starts with people and your relationship with people. And she has created that relationship with people and duplicated that and created this culture that Amy Jo has just even talked about. And that there's a process to move somebody through this process methodically, but not in a spammy, salesy, pushy kind of way. You've provided a system. Well, the sales industry has provided a system that you've tweaked that's worked and made it easy for people to get information on their own time, to get back to that person, because we're all in different time zones, to get back to each other when they have an opportunity. And this is always, one more time, just putting people first and not being pushy. So I'm so grateful for that, Kebie. Thank you so much. All right, Miss Noelle, bringing up the rear. Thank you so much for your time being on here tonight. As always, I just so appreciate you ladies and what you've accomplished and going and qualifying for this trip. It was not easy. You had to hustle through it. You had to set goals. You had to do lots of things. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit, Noelle, about not only your experience in strategizing to achieve this goal, but what you took advantage of in the process while you were doing all of that. So thank you. And if you wouldn't mind just telling everybody who you are and how you got started, and then we'll dive in.
Sure. Yeah. So I'm Noelle Upchurch. I live in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm originally from California, so I'm a transplant here. And I love doing network marketing online because it just broadens the scope of people that we can reach, right? But then once we do, we still work on developing those relationships. And my foray into network marketing started because I found an upline on Facebook.
Yeah, yeah, that's incredible. So you found your in on social media.
Yes, because I found the product I liked. Is following people that were posting about that product line. And one woman that I really loved her stuff, but there was a really strong woman, you know, posting about her business. And I reached out to her and got in touch and started that way.
Wow. And so here you are, however many years later. How long has it been?
Oh, I think I did that for about 2 years and then took at least a 2-year break. And then I've been in Zisha for 2.5 years.
Okay. So under 5 years, and you've mastered certain things in the process of not only taking advantage of what the company offers, you qualified for several trips now.
Yes.
Since you've been in. You've been on the Bronze Success Trip. What other trips have you qualified for?
Oh, well, really, I think that one is the main one as far as corporate goes. I certainly go to all of the events, and then I always, you know, within my local team, larger upline team, they run promos and contests all the time. So I'm all in on those and have won the ability to go and to more leadership talks from them.
Great. Okay, so let's dive in a little bit, because you wanted to share how strategize using all of the team promos, your individual team promos, the corporate promotions and offerings, as well as how you're setting those goals to achieve them. So let's talk a little bit about goal setting and how, and are you using someone to help you do that? Do you have an accountability person? Who are you using to help you set those goals and strategize towards achieving them?
Well, Kebie is my coach. So Kebie is the one who's helping me, and we've worked together for a while now. She knows my personality, so we work together well when I'm striving for something, because I was cracking up telling you I want to talk about goal setting because I'm the ultimate non-goal setter. However, when I see these things and it requires, you know, points and achievements and things like that, I'm all in on that. So I've talked to you before about, and you were just mentioning about people, and we put people first, and the products that we have can be so life-changing, you know, that it's it's not just light, it's not just offering something that's fun or, bake in the kitchen with. But so I never put myself in front of people in that way, like what I'm gaining. But I told you before, I just love to play those things like I would any other board game where I'm going to beat the pants off everyone in my family.
So now going to this success trip, this particular leadership conference was really something you were like, I am going to this thing, and you took advantage of a couple of promos. And how did you, what was it that you went, bing, I'm definitely going to do that? How did you use the promotions to help you move forward? And this is, I want you all to pay attention because the company is going to offer these again. So I want you to hear from Noelle how this light bulb comes on for her when she wants to qualify for these trips. And I know that your motivation is to be able to take advantage of the trip, which is awesome, and all the association and everything else. But there's something in you that is driven for success in that way, that recognition, that achievement. So how did you use, and what promotions did you use over the last few months to help you achieve your goal?
Yes. So I would say, well, first and foremost, if you're going to enter into any of these, and Zija will be keeping it, in cycles like this. But you want to print out the rules to the contest, right? And might as well paste them on your wall where you can see them every day. And, you don't want to get, again, just like everything else, you don't want to get so mired down in, keeping track of points and all of that. You just want to know what it is that's going to get you there, right?
Right.
And the things that, Amy and Kebie, Amy pointed out that you're going to gain the most points from is especially when you have new team members and they can rank advance quickly. I mean, that's your best way, right? And rank advancing yourself. So it is still about, helping your team, but it's about helping your customers as well. And you gain more points for having reorders. So having them, continue to want to use the products. And so, with any of them, I just try to make sure I'm hitting those numbers. And if we're doing what we need to do to grow our business, then we should be hitting those numbers. Or, potentially we're hitting those numbers. And, when the contest started out, we had teams. So that was really fun too, because I was really pulling for my whole team to get the prizes out of that first part of that challenge. And so that was fun. We hit one mark and I was like, oh, we can hit the next mark,
Right.
And the next mark beyond that was only going to go to the very top team. But I had a teammate that really wanted to get there. I mean, she was visualizing her name on that trophy. So I was like, sure, we can do it. Yes. But, and then after that, it was just, okay, I know I can hit the amount to get the invitation. And then I had a rank advancement. We had a great promotion within the company that allowed me to take advantage of that to some people that I already had in the pipeline.
We're talking about a product promotion.
It was a product promotion, and it was a really super sweet one.
Good one. Right.
That, again, those things help if you have people in the pipeline for that product.
Ooh, okay. So now we have lots of cool nuggets. This is really good stuff. Okay. So again, we're starting out with duplication. We're starting out with the company offers. Pay attention to that, right? So if they're going to put something out, all of you should be signed up for the emails so that you make sure that you get those promotions. If you're not in the company Facebook pages or their social media, make sure that you're getting the newsletter announcements because they do announce everything via email. I would highly encourage you, though, to make sure that you're watching, certainly on our pages here. And as the team, as these launch, we will always tell you about them as well. Now, that said, you hit home a couple of really important things. And for me, and what my mind hears often is you need to work with someone who knows you well and what drives you for success in your business. So now, those of you who don't have maybe an active sponsor in the business, because my person does not build a business at all. She just shared a product with me and was, love ya, have fun building it. You know what I mean? So I had to find someone who would help coach me. And it sounds like you had to find someone who could help coach you. And you said that your coach, Kebie, knows your personality well enough to know how to motivate you, keep you on track, and you developed a relationship enough over time for her to be able to tweak you and hold you accountable along the way. Now, for all of us here, and if you've never had a coach or someone upline from you or a mentor in the business who's willing to take the time it takes to help you be accountable in your business and help someone like Noelle, who's achievement driven and who's trip driven and promotion driven, you need to know these things, get to know your team. They're not just a random customer. They're not just a random person. These are people who you're going to do life with, right? So to me, that was a big aha. And I really appreciate that you said that, because you have to know your people. And what Noelle is really excellent at, and she didn't mention, is she is excellent at customer service. So she knows what her customers want. She helps them get it and helps them find solutions to the problems that they have. She is notorious for this. So if you ever want to know how to do customers, listen to Noelle. And I know that in new distributor training, there is a training on that. So note to self. Now that said, striving for what the corporate trips and the product promotions and taking advantage of what they are, there's always discounts. There's always 2-for-1s. There's always something happening cyclically that tie into different things. And this particular event, and I'm going to wrap that up with, and I'm so appreciative of you, Noelle, and your example, and how all of you ladies have really shined in this community of people in getting qualified for this leadership conference and getting the invitation not only to be invited, but to have your trip paid for, your hotel paid for, all the bells and whistles to associate with our corporate team who has moved mountains to make positive change for all of us to learn from. So I can't wait to hear what you all bring back from this conference. Thanks so much for being on with me tonight. I hope everyone has taken lots of notes, and we'll see you all next week. Bye.